So this episode, I'm gonna talk about how the new generation is conditioned to be lazy. So, you know, I think about when I was younger, right? So I was born in the 90s. And it was things like the people that was born before me that I would do that they would say that's lazy, right? Like if when I was when I was young, when I was like 13 or 14, I used to be a runner, right? I used to run all the time. And my coach would tell me, you can't do you can't do a 2 mile or a 3 mile in 16 minutes, right? At 13 or 14 or something like that, right? And it's like, oh, you're lazy. So I would work on my 100 meter and my 200 meter, right? And I'm still going to school, right? I'm still in school. Right? Even if the school, in my opinion now, is garbage, I'm still in school, right? Now I think of this generation, right? And I look at a 13 or 14-year-old and they're on their stomach on a tablet. I'm like, when I was 13 or 14, I was running miles, like disappointed in a 20-minute mile at 14. Disappointed, like to the point where I would cry. Right? Or if I lost my position at running back, or if I lost, you know what I'm saying? Or if my songs, like I used to make music a lot, and I would be disappointed, like my songs are not good, or like, or I didn't score enough today, or we lost today. And I look at these kids now, I'm like, they don't even have any competitiveness. They just wake up and I don't know. It's like they're not built for competition. They're just not built on stoicism or difficult situations. They're not built to go through difficult things. Right? Like I just imagine a kid nowadays who went through what I've been through, like war. So war and stoicism in general, like war, like people seeing their friends shot, legs removed, jumping out of airplanes, traveling to another country, not knowing where you're going in the middle of a fucking desert, right? And it's like, these kids is like, they're dancing with makeup. Like, you compare that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what does a kid nowadays, like, there's no pain in what they're going through. And they complain about the dumbest things. That's why I don't even get on Facebook too much. I just advertise on Facebook. Because it's like most of Facebook is just either kids complaining about something. They complain a lot. A lot of them, they can't spell. So a lot of them, they can't spell. Most of them probably can't change a tire. So even when they're driving, like, how are they going to pay for what they do? Like, how are they going to pay for a tire? Like, if they're on a tablet all day, right? It's like they're being bred for a robotic system. Like, they're used to pushing buttons on a tablet. They're not used to getting in a car and the axle breaks and they know how to use a torque wrench and fix the tire. It's like, no, it's like, oh, my tire busted. Now, and I Google tire broke, right? So they're going to be like, oh, my tire is busted. What do I do? And they Google it. That's the difference between our generation. Like, we was built on stoicism, right? Like tough things. Maybe it's because I'm from Tennessee, though. So maybe I'm a little different. But still, it's the same thing. And I'm not boasting or bragging, because I said even I think my generation was lazy compared to like the earlier generations. I even think we're lazy compared to them. But I think there's a new type of hard work, right? Because if you produce a lot of content and you make money, yeah, you're working hard. But a lot of people, there's no logic behind what they do. Even if they're just on the internet, like, but you're not making no money, to me, you're lazy. That's lazy to me, because that's not income producing. You're just posting memes, or you're building like a meme page or something, right? Like, to me, that's lazy. That's lazy to me. Unless you're going to work as that. Like, if you're going to work as a social media manager, yeah, you can do that. But, like, because there's big time people who need that, who don't really want to do it on their own. I really hate those dogs. But anyway, I'm talking about how this generation is getting more lazy. Another thing that makes this generation lazy is they don't know how to talk. Like, they don't know how to hold a conversation. That's another reason that's going to cost this generation a lot, because their brain is not optimized for problem solving, really, because they're used to just looking at a screen, right? So if they're used to just looking at a screen, they don't really know how to talk about issues or problems. They just know, oh, I have this many followers in emojis and laugh, right? They don't know there's no depth behind what they're saying. And it's like, you get to a point, the conversation, you ask them a question, they're like, it's like they don't even know how to say, I don't know. Like, people nowadays, they'll just look at you. If you ask them a question, like, they don't even have enough in them to say, I don't know. They'll just look at you and then be like, and then they walk away. Like, there's not enough in them to even say, I don't know. It's crazy. It's craziness. I think it's funny, though. I think a part of it is kind of funny. But I'm just saying, it's making a lot of people weird introvert things. That's like a new thing online is, oh, I'm an introvert. I'm introverted. Like, come on, man. You don't want to be an introvert. Trust me. You don't want to be an introvert, because an introvert, like, how you don't want to be an introvert. Yeah, you can be alone. You're going to be alone in your life. But if you're an introvert, you're going to become a weirdo. You're going to become a weirdo. Like, you're in the house all day. You don't talk to nobody. You can't conversate with anybody. So how are you going to sell? Like, what if you start a business? How are you going to sell? How are you going to talk to people about what you need and how you're going to please your customers, right? If you're an introvert, you're putting yourself in a position to be depressed. And that's why a lot of people in this generation, they're depressed. Even look how a lot of people dress nowadays. They don't groom. They smell bad. They're hairy. They don't shave themselves. They have big, nasty beards. And it's like, and then it's just a lot of, and then a lot of women, it's like they're just sluts. On top of that, you have slut women who don't even talk anymore. It's just like, I'm a slut. I don't care. I don't talk. I'm just a slut. Give me money. I don't talk. I don't conversate. I'm just a slut, right? Like, that's what society is coming to. To me, the coolest people right now are the entrepreneurs, like, online, because they're the smartest people. They teach people the most, and they're the most valuable, and they're the smartest. But everyone else is like, I'm talking about like entrepreneurs, not like, well, OnlyFans girl is technically an entrepreneur, but I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the people who make OnlyFans, who create OnlyFans, right? Like, who made the platform, who coded the platform, who thought of the idea, right? Those people. Because they have that brain and that mindset behind that to create something like that, right? Or, just improvative people. Improvator, right? Improvision. Innovative, right? Innovative people. That's why I say, man, this generation, they're going to be lazy as fuck. They're going to be lazy. So, I just think about all of the hard jobs, right? Like welders, sewer workers, air conditioning guys, like the hard labor jobs, soldiers, right? She got soldiers, like the hard jobs, firefighters. And I look at these generations, I'm like, could that guy be a firefighter? Would I want that guy to be my firefighter? Would I want him to be my doctor? We have to toughen up this generation, the next generation. They have to be way tougher. And then just think about even the family structure. That's another big thing. Just look at the family structure. And people want to, well, you always talk down on OnlyFans girls, because women, they've forgotten that they're made to have babies. That's going to be my next video. I'm going to call it the ignoring the biology. That's what I'm going to call it.